And with Jada Smith, in the beginning, she was a little difficult because Will Smith even said in many interviews that he felt compared to Tupac. And she didn't need to be too difficult with him because he could just sense Tupac's presence. Her love for Tupac naturally created a cold spot for Will Smith, right? And that love for Tupac made him want to warm that part up in her heart that was occupied by Tupac Shakur, right? And that made him work for her. Coldness makes people want to warm that part up with their charm, with their affability, and with their talents. And once they show you that, then oh my God, like a bath. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is sponsored by Nice Girl, okay? Because this course is what is a type of course you need if you need to learn this quality, okay? And we're gonna be reacting to one of my older videos where we talk about why this quality is so powerful. And let me tell you something. Let me go back to my big screen, people. This is what Jada Smith did on Will Smith, okay? And the reason why it's so powerful to apply this strategy is because a hint of coldness is always going to be registered by the human animal unconsciously. And that unconscious registering of coldness will always have an unknown source of that weird sensation. You're like, there's something off. Like they like me, but there's just something about them that doesn't really give me that much assurance. Everything else assures me about that. And that quality is what drives people to get your validation. And any healthy person, as they're getting to know someone, should always be getting to know them while they stroke their chin. They're like, you're great, but are you really this great? And that skepticism, that natural, healthy skepticism, will translate in a hint of coldness, which will make the person open up more and chase you more. And this is what she did to Will Smith, right? And this is the thing, is that this hint of coldness, for Jada Smith, came because one, she might be a little narcissistic, and two, she was forced, like pressured to get married. She was pressured to live a traditional life, when in reality she wasn't that traditional. She was a liberal woman who wanted to bang the whole football team, including Tupac, right? She wanted to be with Tupac, and so she was also, Will Smith was really the second option. And she also wanted the spotlight, and she noticed her whole family got the spotlight but her, right? And so that resentful nature with a guy like Will Smith who's so friendly, it's a kryptonite to him. And that makes him trying to work for her validation, right? And that's a kryptonite for a lot of us. So we're gonna be watching this video, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it through this strategy. And yeah, it's something that does work on everyone. Let's watch.
Like a boss.
Hi, look, ladies, this is Alex from mindforattraction.org. And today we're going to be talking about the one thing that makes guys want you more. And this is not bullshit. This is actually the one thing that makes guys want you. I've been with plenty of women. I've been with women who are good looking.
I said, shut up. Don't say that on camera.
Unfortunately, I've been with women who are not so good looking, right? And
I'm sorry.
Some were in shape. Unfortunately, some were not in shape.
Jesus Christ,
right? It is
dude,
what it is.
Again?
But I'll tell you one thing. This one thing actually made any woman stand out. I don't care how she looked. If she did this one thing, it made her stand out in my head, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you've seen my review, my coaching review. By the way, I'm going to London. There's a sense of that you could easily, having a hint of coldness to her personality. A hint of coldness, right? Now, what do I mean by a hint of coldness? It doesn't mean that you're motherfucking cold and you're wearing a sweater, right? No. What I mean is that I have the feeling that there's a sense of that you could easily walk away.
Right? And Will Smith, this is what she did to Will Smith. Will Smith knew she didn't want to get married. We talked about it yesterday where Will Smith was joking that he was like, yeah, she's crying, but she'll be all right. Joking around, right? That's brushing over a real fact that she did it because she wanted to make her family happy. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want you guys to be resentful. That's not the type of because now notice how her resentful nature now is turning on the offensive and now attacking Will Smith and trying to belittle him in the public light. with the hint of coldness in this case is more so you always keep your hand on your sword and shield, and you never put down your shield or sword, not even for a friend. You're always willing to walk away, even if it hurts. You know you could walk away, and the way to develop that type of mindset is to be willing to suffer for the right cause. Is to be willing to suffer for your self-esteem. Is to be willing to suffer because you're righteous in your action. And that hurts, and also it also allows you to grow as a person because you're proving yourself your worth. And this is something that Will Smith 100% senses in Jada. He 100% he senses it, right? And that will cause him to do crazy things for her. He smacked the living shit out of Chris Rock. He rocked him. He is so deep in love with her. He's even able to backward rationalize her cheating on him and still stay with her. He's able to handle and take the cheating to be with her, right? So that's one thing.
It's like it's like a feeling of it's like watching a child go up the stairs. It's like watching a little baby go up the stairs the first time. You fear that he's gonna fall back on his ass, right? So that's the same thing. Is that a hint of coldness is giving the guy the fear of God that you're gonna leave him potentially if he fucks up. The problem is this, man. When you love a guy, you try to convince him that pussy is his. You try to let him know that.
Alex, my man, watch your language, dude. Sorry about that. He's like my younger brother.
You will never leave him. You try to let him know that this is forever. You even make the effort to make it feel like it's a magical thing. You align the stars. You tell him how everything just came together. But if you actually just say, hey man, I like you, but we'll see how this turns out. It doesn't mean that you change how you feel, but that you act like you could take it or leave it. People, let me tell you something. If you love him and you guys are in sync, he's gonna love you the same way that you love him. And if he hears that, this does not turn him off. This makes him appreciate you more. It's like when your parents are about to die. When your parents are about to die, that's when you begin to appreciate them. Why couldn't you treat them like that when they were alive? We're doing the same shit, but we ain't resurrecting people. We're not resurrecting on the third day, man. We're just creating our value. Mm-hmm. We're making people value us. Simple as that. We're not giving away our love and respect to somebody who hasn't earned it. And the way you earn it is by you in the beginning. Sorry.
Yeah, 100%. And this is the thing is that, I mean, I could easily imagine Jada Smith with Will Smith and her mentality. I could promise you that Will Smith sensed Tupac behind him. Not like that, but he could sense his presence. He could sense her comparing him mentally. 100% she even accidentally called him Tupac. Maybe once, accidentally. Under her breath. Or maybe even was about to say, but stopped herself and he noticed. Those things are just normal human things. And I can promise you she tried not to show it. And it's funny because trying not to show it can sometimes inadvertently show it more. And he sensed that. And that's why he worked for 3 years for a surprise birthday party. She was 37 and he was planning her 40th birthday party to impress her, to make her happy, to win her over. That coldness made him feel like he was behind the ball, made him feel like he needed to work harder. And that put her and gave her power. But unfortunately for her, that coldness was not in control. That coldness was really her reality. What I want you to do, like I said, is not to be cold because of trauma. Be cold because you are strategically doing. You're giving your partner a gift. And that gift is a woman who keeps his interest. Is a woman who gives him the fear of God. That type of stuff is not bad, people. It really is not bad. It's like saying all bacteria are bad. No. Not everything that's influence is bad. If you have good intentions, this can potentially make a great relationship even better if you just sprinkle it in like the fucking
Germany. In the beginning, being cold, being a little difficult, Don't listen to what Mark says about you.
Right. I'm talking about Mark Rosenfeld. Look, man, let me tell you something, man. Y'all got to check this course out, nice girl people, okay? Because the ones that are going to have the toughest time doing this are the nice girls, all right? And this course is specifically made. Look at the reviews. Thumbs up. Amazing course. I came for the real world example, and the lectures didn't disappoint. These are real reviews, people. I honestly really enjoy the course because he teaches you things that open your mind to a different reality. There's a lot of great reviews. And it's really a course on how to be more assertive, right? And it's not a long course. And the reason why I didn't make it a long course, well, look, it looks like it's a long course, but it's not. The reason why I didn't want to make it a long course is because I want you guys to just get the information. This is not a course for information junkies. I'm just letting you guys know that. It's not a course for information junkies. It's a course for action, to do something right now. Like literally the first thing is an action. So if you guys want to lean back, have your freaking martini or your little wine and sip it and watch this like it's Game of Thrones, then this is not the course for you. Okay? It's a course that's meant for action. So click on the description down below where it says purchase Nice Girl, and I'll see you guys inside. Let's continue with the video.
Send him happy text messages. We ain't here to be happy. We're here to get results. We're not here to try to communicate a certain perception. Fuck that shit. We're here to get results.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, me too.
So that means that you have a little coldness. So look, man, the problem that I'm having, you guys are not telling me this. You guys don't need to tell me this. I know this is a problem. That these tactics turn women too masculine. And I 100% agree. These tactics turn women too goddamn masculine. And I don't like that. You know? And it's going to ruin your relationship. So my responsibility is to help you guys find that medium where you're cold but feminine, right? So you could do it like this, man. All you gotta do is just over text, just be a little bit cold. Don't send LOLs and ha-has over text. And then when you're in person with them, just be who you are. Just don't compliment him, right? Don't over compliment him, and smile 10% less. Honest to God, just smile 10% less.
And it's kind of funny. Have days when you don't make that much eye contact. I know it sounds crazy, but what this does is people are not aware of how much eye contact you make. They're not consciously aware, but they can sense it because of the feeling of validation that they sense around you. And usually that feeling of validation comes in words, but more often than not through nonverbal eye contact. Right? It's not like your eyes can talk, but just deep eye contact. And there are days that, for example, this happens to me, and this happens to me because I just sometimes get awkward. Like if I smoke too much weed and my girl comes, like sometimes I don't want to be around people. But she came, and sometimes I'm a nice person, and sometimes I say, I'm like, you know, whatever, come through. Even though I want to be alone, I sometimes let her come through because I'm like, whatever, I've dealt with more uncomfortable situations, so it's not a big deal. But what comes with that is sometimes I just don't make as much eye contact because I want to be alone sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I do have a hard time communicating that sometimes. Anyway, so, and sometimes, and I remember she told me that sometimes, like sometimes you don't make eye contact for some reason. Like some days you're more excited than other days. And the reason why that is simply because of weed, right? If you smoke too much weed, sometimes you just don't want to be around people. But what that does with some of my partners is that they get a lower version of me, like a more shy, quieter version, where I don't talk that much or make that much eye contact, and it makes them feel uncomfortable. And I notice that they talk to me more, they get more physical, in an attempt to get validation, right? And that's what that produces. And now, mind you, this only happens when I smoke weed, right? Normally in real life I don't do that type of stuff, but it's just so noticeable how different they act when that happens. And it allows me to feel comfortable, to be honest with you, because I'm like, look, man, I know she may not like it, but she'll get over it, you know? Because the next day I'll be normal. But it's funny how that works.
You really like them, and that's all you gotta do. Just do not over pursue. And that's all you gotta do. Just do not over pursue. If you don't double text, but you need to preserve some femininity, because the mistake that I made with you guys is teaching you guys to be too much like savages, man. Some of you guys have turned into Wolverines, man. You guys don't give a fuck anymore because of me, and that's not good. Because you guys need to care. You guys need to. If you don't act feminine, a guy that likes you will become feminine. And then you're gonna lose respect for that guy.
Or leave you.
And that's not what you want. And that's not what I want, right? So yeah, sure, have a hint of coldness, but just don't validate him. That's all. Just don't validate him too much, right? So if you do validate him, if you tell him how much you love him, just pull away a little bit. And look, guys, it's don't go too far, because when I say this, in the beginning, be difficult, so that you could.
And with Jada Smith, in the beginning, she was a little difficult because Will Smith even said in many interviews that he felt compared to Tupac. And she didn't need to be too difficult with him because he could just sense Tupac's presence. Her love for Tupac naturally created a cold spot for Will Smith, right? And that love for Tupac made him want to warm that part up in her heart that was occupied by Tupac Shakur, right? And that made him work for her. Coldness makes people want to warm that part up with their charm, with their affability, and with their talents. And once they show you that, then they wait in anticipation, waiting for your response, looking at your face, looking at your nonverbal cues, and most importantly, when you leave, when is the next time that I'm going to see you, and how excited are you going to be? All of that waiting raises the man's fucking blood pressure, man. He might even get hypertension. And that waiting comes with imagination. Like when you're waiting for you to get sentenced to prison, your mind is gonna think, maybe I'm gonna get 25 years, maybe I'm gonna get 30 years. Your mind goes crazy when you wait. And so you're using their impatience, waiting for that moment, and it's working against them. And most likely that coldness is what drew Will Smith in. And that's why people who are not over their exes, a lot of times they draw us in because their coldness draws us in. Their coldness, people. And the reason why is because we just want to win over what we don't have. And once we have something, then we want to go onto something else and conquer it.
So that you could filter out the guys that don't like you. So that after 2 months, if the guy's still liking you, right, then you know he's proven himself. Then you could be a little bit more feminine. But what I'm saying though is that don't have too much control. And that sometimes comes down to just finding guys who could deal with you, who are men, not little bitches. You know? Because too many guys are little bitches, man. I understand. You know, you're hot. I haven't been with a woman in a year, and like, I don't want to lose you. I understand, but it's a difficult balancing act that I'm gonna have to understand one day, that I just don't understand right now. I don't understand that middle ground, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see what other field has something similar to this. Similar dynamic.
What I hate about watching this is just how shitty my hairline is, people. Look at that. I look like a freaking grandpa. I still got the shitty hairline, but my hair covers it. My hair covers my shitty hairline, right? See that? You're like, I knew something was up. But yeah, I hate my hairline, man. If I had a better hairline, I would look so much better. But you can't get everything, people. Can't get everything.
Where you got to keep the other party feeling good while you exerting your power. I don't know, maybe in diplomacy, I don't fucking know, but I need to find something that's similar to it so I can maybe understand this, because maybe there's not an answer, you know? Maybe it's just that, you know, like, maybe it's just that in order for you to feel feminine, you have to really feel fear losing him. And you can't fake the fear, because if you know...
Well, the key is to be with someone who also fears losing you, like Russell Wilson, right? Russell Wilson and Ciara, they both fear losing each other. I would love to see whether or not Jada fears losing him. She doesn't. She's fearless. She's cold, man. She got cold, ice cold veins. And that a partner knows it and wants to change it. And what they do is to try to charm you. And that charm comes in actions, all right? Trying to chase you, trying to win you over, going above and beyond. Like I said, like Will Smith worked for 3 fucking years on a weekend party for Jada Smith, people. Not even Michelangelo took that. Well, Michelangelo took that long for the ceiling, not for the wall. But Jesus Christ, not even Michelangelo took that long for one of his paintings. And he went above and beyond, and she didn't like it. She didn't like it. She was like, no, I don't like it. Sorry. And she canceled it halfway through. And that coldness, what the fuck happened? He went back again. He punched someone. Do you like that? Did daddy make you happy? Nah. I'm not your wife. Too much. Try too hard. Nah. I don't think Tupac would have done that. Tupac would have shot someone. Nah. Right? And it's like, that's abusive. But I want you guys to understand the soul of it.
Know that you don't fear losing him. He's gonna sense it. I don't know. That's something that I'm gonna have to find out in a moment. But what I know is this, man, is that to make him want you more, man, be a little bit more cold, man. Like, especially over the text thing. Yo, if you are difficult to reach over text, but when you're in person, you are super lovey-dovey and stuff like that, and then over text you're difficult to reach people, that contrast drives people crazy. All right, lady?
100%. 100%, man. Cold over text, warm in person is a beautiful combination. It really is. It really works. I'm not gonna lie. It really works. I say that it works as it works. It worked on me, people, because what you feel like you're getting stabbed in the heart because of their shitty fucking texting, but then you say, but when they're in person, they love me and they like me. So it's at the end of the day, it's no big deal, but you still feel pain, and that pain grows into an obsession, man. It just does. And I would love to see their text messages, Will and Jada's. I would love to see a bunch of emojis by Will Smith. He's like a fucking golden retriever, and she's like a freaking Doberman. That's the best way I could describe it.
Please. All right,
She even kind of, I'm like,
this is Alex from mindfultracks.org. If you guys want one-on-one coaching, you know where to go. And see you guys later.
all right, people. I was in people might ask, where was I? Most likely I was in Berlin in that time. And I was more so doing a seminar. But yeah, man, Will Smith, honestly, what he got to do, he got to get cold, man. Got to cold his heart up, because as soon as he stops loving Jada Smith, I can promise you, she's gonna start loving him. And it's not that she's gonna start loving him because all of a sudden she loved him, but because finally he did the right thing. Sometimes when people are taking advantage of you, leaving, they may not be with you, but they'll be like, you finally woke up. Good job. Good job. I'm happy for you. Right? And that's the secret, man. If you have a partner that takes you for granted, most likely you're being too warm, man. I mean, I know that for sure. And if you want to stop doing that, people, man, like I always say, if you want to stop doing that kind of stuff, you just get that course, man. Nice Girl. You can help Father Alex pay his tuition, right? Pay his biz. And you get a chance to check out this course. Look, you learn this course. Let me make myself smaller right here. Oh my God, he's moving. Yeah, I'm moving. Calm down. Learn foolproof dating rules for women who feel that men constantly take advantage of them. Know how to project a threatening presence that demands respect. Learn why healthy boundaries are so important. Understand how healthy boundaries are created. Know how to create healthy boundaries. Again, Alexis, know how to good boundary communication. How to communicate your boundaries without sounding too butthurt. Know how to non-verbally communicate strength, non-verbal signs of strength. How to project ultimate confidence and self-assuredness. How to set internal boundaries and let your inner authority run your life, and much more. And what that means is that, especially about the self-assuredness, is that studies have been shown that people who inmates judged women, whether or not, like people who assaulted people, right? Men who rape women, right? I forgot the study, but they looked at women walking, but not just walking, but looking at their shadows, right? And by just looking at their shadows, they said, which one would you attack? And consistently, they picked the women who were actually attacked in the past and said no to the women who actually didn't get attacked in the past. What that says is that there are certain demeanors that we're doing non-verbally that's communicating our traumas, and that's inviting predators and people who are going to take advantage of us. And if you say, why do I keep attracting men who are abusive? Most likely you just have this sense of somebody who attracts them through your nonverbal cues. And you could fix that. You just got to be aware of it. And in that course, I teach you how to be aware of certain things that you could control consciously. Or you could deepen your awareness through a meditation practice. Okay? Anyway, just purchase it in the description down below. That's who sponsored this video, my own course, Corruption, right? Anyways, take care and